Welcome, my dear Dreadfuls. I'm Nyx, curator of this penny dreadful moment. And tonight, the story I have for you is from the published collections of John Olsen, author of the Stranger Bridgerland Series. This story is from his second book, Beyond Stranger Bridgerland. You can find the Stranger Bridgerland books and his newest release, Stranger US, on Amazon. I'll leave the links below in the description. And one more thing. If you would be so kind as to tweet John at StrangerBridge1 and let him know how much you have enjoyed my reading of his collections, or that you bought a book, because, well, this is the last story I have from him. So if you want more, let him know. But for now, why don't you join me? Come and sit by the fireside. Listen to this encounter, as told by Chris, called Not My Cousin. Growing up in Cache Valley, one of our family's favorite pastimes was camping. Summers were so exciting as a kid, spending weekends up at Bear Lake or Logan Canyon. We often went with extended family and friends for weekend camping trips. One summer weekend, my uncle's family and our family were camping in Logan Canyon near Temple Fork. I was 11 at the time, and one of my best friends was my cousin Trevor. Trevor was a year older than me, and I thought he was so cool. We did everything together during the summer. Trevor and I spent the whole day fishing and running around camp. We met some other kids our age from the camp just above us and had played football right before dinner. My mother called us to camp for supper, and we ate quickly. We wanted to play night games like some of the older kids, but our parents told us we had to be back before dark. We got the other kids, there were 5 of us in all, and decided to play hide and seek. I was chosen to seek first, so I stayed at the trailer and counted. I took off and found 2 of the kids in the trees by the river and then headed for the small ravine where I thought Trevor might have gone. At the bottom of the ravine was a trail that headed up a small canyon. I was looking around when I heard someone laugh. I turned, and about 40 yards up the trail I saw Trevor sticking his head out from behind a tree. I yelled that I had found him, but he just smiled and waved me to come over to him. I walked up the trail, and as I got about 10 yards away, my cousin disappeared behind the tree. I got to the large tree, and he was gone. Confused, I started to look around when I heard him laugh again. This time he was further up the trail behind another tree, poking his head out. Again, he motioned for me to follow him. I was a little annoyed, but I started up the path towards him. Once again, he ducked behind the tree and disappeared. I got to the tree, but he was nowhere to be found. I was about to head back down the trail when I saw him once more further up the trail. This time he was standing near a bend in the path, and he is still motioning me to follow as he walks around the corner. I got a bizarre feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I yelled for him to come back. He walked almost out of sight and stopped. He turned, and with a big smile, he waved for me to join him. At this point, I was distraught. Trevor knew we were much further from camp than we should be, and he still wanted to go on. It was getting late, and I did not want my dad getting after me. I yelled that I was going back, turned on my heels, and headed down the trail. I kept looking back, but I couldn't see if Trevor was following me or not. It was at this point I realized I was much further up the canyon than I thought, so I picked up the pace. Before long, I was on a dead run. Something felt very off, and I wanted out of the canyon before dark. As I ran into camp, I saw my mom roasting marshmallows on sticks for all the kids. She demanded to know where I had been. I said I'd been following Trevor up the trail, but I couldn't catch him. That's when I saw Trevor sitting in a chair roasting a marshmallow. I asked him how he beat me back to camp. Confused, Trevor explained how he had hidden under my dad's truck, and I had walked right by him. He had never left camp. My blood ran cold as I explained what had happened to me. Everyone laughed at me, but I insisted that I knew what I had seen. My mother told me Trevor had been there for over an hour. She had seen him the whole time. 25 years later, I still wonder who or what it was trying to get me up that canyon alone. I wonder if I would still be here if I had continued to follow it up that trail. Now that's the end of our moment together, my dear Dreadfuls. I hope you enjoyed this By the Fireside story, or series, maybe. If you did, go get John Olsen's Beyond Stranger Bridgerland from Amazon for yourself. And don't forget to leave Penny Dreadful Moment a tip if you think I've done a dreadfully good job tonight. Now, I'll leave you with this little thought. Remember, my dear Dreadfuls, don't be afraid of the dark. Be terrified of what is in it. Until next time.